Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Gannon SBDC's Small Business as Usual podcast. I'm joined today by Bill, and Bill, you brought some special guests with you, correct?
Yes, I do. I have Doug and Kyle Yaple from Doug Yaple Vacuum Cleaner Centers. With Small Business Week coming up here, I thought the story that Doug could share and the generations long small business that they have been in would be a great story for our listeners to hear. So I'd like to ask Doug to tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my father and mother actually started the business. My dad worked for the Hoover Company for a few years, right down the street here at Boston Store, the old Boston Store. Hoover had their location there. And when they moved out of town, then he opened up his first location on French Street. And he's really proud. He become the Hoover official warranty center. And in all the books, like your instructional books, you'd always show the customer the back page, and they listed all the businesses, and there he was. He was really proud of that.
That's cool. And then, so it's been about 65 years since your dad started this off? Close?
Yes.
Yeah. And you've gone through, and you're second generation. And you opened up your first store. I was there for the grand opening. It was on East Avenue. But
Yeah.
What year was that? Talk a little bit about that.
It was July of 1989.
Okay.
And with the help of my parents and the family, we wanted a little East Side presence. And we started out, it was a vac shop to begin with. Andy Anderson owned it. And we just kind of moved to that location and made an East Side location.
Yeah, and you've grown too, and I know that now you moved from East Avenue to East 38th Street.
Correct. Yeah, it was awfully small. It was a corner house basically that they made into a little shop, and definitely outgrew that, and we needed a larger location.
Well, how's the East 38th Street location working out for you?
Doing well.
Great.
Doing well.
And then in the middle of the pandemic, because I remember this as well, you decided to open up a second location.
Yeah.
And your son Kyle, Generation 3, is running that show. How's that going for you?
Yeah, it's going great. 2020 was interesting for everybody, but it was a crossroads with my life and the business. And my dad pretty much said, "Hey, I want to open up a new store on the west side, and I want you to run it." And I've always been involved. I mean, I started cleaning carpet cleaners when I was 13, and getting some extra money. My dad would say, "Hey, you clean a couple of these, I'll pay for golf lessons." So sold. Yeah,
That's a good deal.
Yeah. So I've always been involved, just never fully taken on a store.
Yeah.
So 2020 was the year.
Yeah, I know at your grand opening celebration, you had your son Fenton there.
Yeah.
Any thoughts of him being fourth generation down the road?
Well, with him being 6, I only have him working part-time. No. Yeah, he loves it. He loves coming into the store, and we make believe, him being a customer, and he loves all of that and putting together vacuums. But one of the biggest things was in 2020 when we had 2 stores was basically our online presence, which was zero. And I know we had a lot of help with the website, and which is now still up and going, which is great.
Yeah. How has business been out at the West 12th Street store? I mean, you went out there because you felt you had a need for a service like yours out on the west side. Is it going well?
Yeah, it is going well. It took a little bit to get up and going. We opened up just about 2 years ago. So the first couple months, it's just getting people to know where you are, who you are. But we still, you can never advertise enough, I guess. Even when you think, people know that you're there, we still get people who are like, "I didn't even know I was at the stoplight right there." And I looked over and saw you were there. So just when you think, yeah, maybe cool it on the advertising, you can never really advertise enough.
No. I'm a believer of that. Marketing is very important. So tell me a little bit about how the SBDC assisted with the opening of the second location.
Well, with their guidance, we managed to get some grants that we applied for, and that helped with a lot of the online marketing. And it took off from there. And each month, when we do our books, sales tax, then I can see the progress that the West Side is doing. And it's every month, every month it seems to be growing.
Good.
Well, that's just it, we don't have just vacuum cleaners, we do have carpet cleaners. We have the equipment that we rent out for people to do it yourself on your carpet cleaning, and there's so many houses now with bare floors and very little carpet, so we have product for all that.
All right, so here's a question for you. One, does your products vary in the locations? And two, can you give me the lineup of what you guys are offering? It's not just vacuums. So what else is there?
Yeah, no, it's same products. So you can, that's the nice thing when somebody calls, whether they're in the middle, whether they're in the west side, east side. I just had a family in from Venango about an hour ago. So we can offer, it doesn't really matter which location you go to. We have the same exact products. I usually say I'm a little bit more friendly than my grumpy old dad. No.
What do you mean by that, Kyle?
Yeah, no. But other than that, yeah, we have a little bit of everything. I mean, we have vacuums from, $150 all the way up to $1,250, depending. Everybody's looking for something different. But then we have polishers, we have steam cleaners, we have carpet cleaners. We got a lot.
And all the products and everything that goes with it too. So I think I stopped in for like the liquid soap, and then also for like a rubber band that goes on the roller. Mine broke. So
we have all the supplies too, and the parts, even hard to find parts. And we do repair, all makes and models, and it's a free estimate. So before you throw it to the curb,
right,
you'd be surprised, especially an older vacuum. For example, a Panasonic, which we sold a ton of over the years. They don't make anymore, but one of those repaired and serviced would be a lot better than a cheap throwaway vacuum.
And I think one of the biggest selling points for like our higher end vacuums that we sell aren't just throwaway vacuums. People like to know that they can bring it to us and we're going to fix it in-house. It's usually it's myself or my dad most likely fixing it, and they like to hear that rather than, hey, you're going to drop it off, we're going to ship it out to Colorado, California, we'll see what they say, I'll let you know, and then they'll ship it back. It's a 2-day turnaround most of the time.
Yeah,
which is great.
So not only are you generational, you're also just local, keeping everything local.
We do all the warranty too, even if you don't buy it from us. We do Bissell, we do Hoover, we do all the warranties for all the companies. So,
and that's usually when we make, I find anyway, new customers, people who haven't been going to us forever. They'll buy something at a big box store, we won't name any names. And they've had trouble with the same brand or same model vacuum that they keep going through. And, it's like, hey, maybe next time, come test them out or take them home with you, and then see the features that this vacuum is going to have and the longevity. So
that's another thing we do. People come in, like say they have a year warranty on something, and we see them 3 times. And finally, I'll say, hey, your warranty is going to be out soon. Maybe next time, how many vacuums do you buy like in 5 years? They go, well, maybe 5. And I'll say, well, look at this right here. I said, this has a 10-year warranty. I said, so right there.
Right.
So it's good that, like Kyle said, bring some people in the store, even though they didn't buy it from us, but they find out where we're at.
And that's why you've been Erie's Choice for quite a few years.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
22 again, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Before we wrap up here, could each of you tell us where your location's at?
I'm at 1815 East 38th Street in the plaza right across from John O'Connell School, right next to Valerio's.
And the west side location is 2301 West 12th Street. It's in the Shaw Glass Plaza, right across from the West Erie Plaza, close to 12th and Pittsburgh.
So whether you are shopping small this holiday season, or if you are celebrating Global Entrepreneur Week, definitely stop out to one of the Yaples locations here in Erie County.
We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks for
you.
joining us.
Appreciate it.
It's awesome.